You've heard the saying that, quote, our best friends are really our soulmates. And our next guest proved that to be true. Krystle and Jay are best friends of 10 years and decided to get married to raise their adopted son. Welcome to DBL.
Hey.
Hello. Okay, so
Hi.
And you guys are wearing matching tank tops. I love it.
And they're answering in unison.
They're not matching. They look like they are, but it's all right.
Okay, so Jay, tell us, why did you feel that marriage was necessary to co-parent at all?
So it's not that I felt that marriage per se was necessary. It's that I felt like community and support were, right? And Krystle and I have been talking about it for a while, about a year, and we just knew that we could do it together. We didn't feel like we needed a romantic or physical involvement in relationship to be able to conquer that together. We just want to provide a loving home for our son.
I love it.
We had talked about it for...
Go ahead.
Oh, no, please, go ahead.
We had talked about it for a bit before we actually got married, but then actually getting our son into our lives was the catalyst to make us go, okay, this is going to happen.
All right. Now, obviously, you're on the show right now. We're on TV, so we're going to have formal discussions. But when you're at a party and somebody comes up and they go, okay, be honest, is your relationship really platonic? What do you say to them?
I say to them, I kissed Krystle once at our wedding, and it was a really weird and awkward moment for me. There are no physical or romantic feelings there at all.
A lot of people like to link sex and marriage together. And for us, marriage is so much more about our commitment to each other, to build a family together, to build a future together. And a lot of people don't understand that we can have that without having sex.
I definitely understand that. You know, you guys are going to build a future together, but what if that together starts to involve a third party? Like, what if one of you guys falls in love with somebody else?
I'm actually already dating someone, and she fits into our family like a glove. It's actually really beautiful, and our kid really likes her, and we get along fairly well. I think that it's just about navigating it and maneuvering it and communication, boundaries, things like that. We're always going to respect, one another's needs first, and our family comes first.
And being married gives us the freedom to be able to explore those relationships outside of our marriage, because we are who we build our lives together with. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to romance, we have a little bit more freedom, because you're not worried about finding the perfect one to be able to settle down with and have kids with, because we've already got that covered.
Yeah, it can just be fun.
You guys are life partners, and I can only imagine that, because you're both so communicative, that this could become a teaching lesson for your child. What, in your opinion, does your relationship teach your child?
I want to teach him that love has no bounds. I have a tattoo that says DNA doesn't create a family, love does. It's from the show The Fosters. And it's just, I completely agree with that. I don't think that we need a, romantic connection to become a family. Like, it's so untraditional and unconventional, but it works for us, and there's love and growth constantly.
Yeah, we're teaching him that relationships aren't solely based off of romance. They're based off of boundaries. They're based off of communication. They're based off of trust. Those are the things that you have in a best friendship that you should have in a marriage as well.
What would you say to some critics? Most of the people here are definitely supporting you, along with Al and I, but you do have some critics saying that this is not a sanctity of marriage. What would you say to them?
That our marriage is unlike any, our marriage is just like any other marriage. What makes a difference if we're not kissing, or what's happening in our bedroom? Like, our kid doesn't need to know that. You guys don't need to know that. Like, just because we don't have that chemical, romantic, physical connection doesn't mean that I don't love Krystle with all my heart. Doesn't mean that I don't want to build a life with her.
Well, I mean, that makes complete sense. And my last question for you, and this is going to be, it seems like it's going to be coming sooner than later. Who's going to handle the sex talk? Who's going to handle the how do I proceed? Yes, the roles, mm-hmm. And all.
Who's
like, which one is which? Because every partnership is like, who does he ask if he wants to go out? Who does he ask if he needs help with homework?
Who's the disciplinarian?
Absolutely.
We agree on a lot of the same things, and we also we practice open communication in our relationship, but we also practice it with our kid as well. We were blessed to get him when he was 14 years old, so it wasn't that big of a deal to have that conversation with him. He was already having that conversation with his friends and whatnot. So we just expanded on that. We naturally fall into certain roles in our relationships, but they're not necessarily the typical parent ones.
I love it.
I can completely agree.
And I'll just say this really quickly, Sam. I taught sex ed for 5 years.
I know you did.
In 7th grade. Talking to 14-years-olds about sex is always a big deal. It's always terrifying for the person doing it. The people our age are the ones scared. The kids don't care.
Think about it.
I'm not afraid to talk to him about sex.
I do want to say before we leave that one of our viewers, a lot of our viewers are saying this, but Donnie F. just wrote in, I love these ladies. Yeah, you guys are definitely special.
You guys are amazing.
You two are special. Thank you so much, Krystle and Jay, for your honesty, for your transparency, and for just opening our eyes to a new way of doing things. DBL Nation, you can follow more of them at thelovelyjaybird.com. Thanks, guys. We'll be right back. Have a good day.
Thank you.